You're being brainwashed, so get busy living and get busy being creative. Alex's Journey into Awesomeness. Hi and welcome to Journey into Awesomeness. I am Alex, your intrepid host, as per usual, and today I wanted to talk about some fallacies in the acting industry, and I recorded the video between Brian Koppelman and Seth, and I'm going to include it in this video a little bit later, so for those who've missed it can see it. I think one of the biggest fallacies in acting and in the acting world is the fact that you have to, number one, climb some sort of a pay your dues ladder system like in the corporate world. A lot of people say, well, you got to get a co-star, and then you get a couple of those, and maybe then you get a guest star, and, well, we'll give you a couple of those and see if you're good enough. And then really, if you're really good, you're going to get a series regular part in some sort of a TV show, or we're gonna take a chance on you for bigger things. The reality is, most people don't make it that way. In fact, I think for the most part, it's a recipe for a very mediocre career, and a career that doesn't really get you to where you're going unless you choose to tell yourself that, hey, I want to be a utility actor for my entire career. And again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. If one's idea is to be a sort of a slot-in actor where, hey, we're going to give you this part, you're going to be, you're going to play usually a mobster, you're going to play this, and if we need a mobster, we're going to go to you, kind of thing. But that's not a recipe for having your own show. That's not a recipe for really kind of, on a lot of respects, remarking yourself. I mean, I know a really good actor who is a character actor, and at his best year, when he was doing all kinds of guest stars, never cracked $40,000 a year. That's not a life. That's not a way to pay your bills. That's not a way to live and really have, that's living like a pack rat. So at least in New York City, in terms of what it costs to live in and around this area. So with that in mind, how do you succeed? Well, look at the Brian Koppelman video. He is a hero of mine, and boy, would I love to get on Billions. Oh my God, that would be amazing. So I'm taking a page out of his book, and I'm doing this video series because this showcases me as I am, and allows a lot of the intangibles to get out there. It's not my main reason for doing this. My main reason is actually I want to do some creative things, and I want to experiment with ways to really kind of get it out there. And honestly, on some level, feel more comfortable in front of the camera too. I feel pretty comfortable as is, but there's always improvement, and there's always interesting and new things to be doing. So with that in mind, I will leave you, but I wanted to really share this moment. Number one, respond to this video. It's one of our exercises on the workshop. But more than that, I really wanted to give you a quick sense of what a lot of actors feel in the industry, especially on the East Coast, and what I believe to be a very, very large case of brainwashing, as Seth would say it. So don't do that. Unless you want that path. If you want something else, do something else. See you tomorrow.
And I have found that if you just, for an hour a day, tune that out and do your work, you'll start to feel alive. You'll start to feel a sense of progress, and that'll throw you into the next day. And after a few days of just doing the work without thinking about this stuff, now you have enough momentum to continue and keep going, and you're in a groove, and you will get to the other side of this.
That's beautiful. Let me try to reflect back a couple of things I just heard.
Please do.
First one, having an agent is not the cause of being a creative force. It is an eventual symptom of being a creative force. Number two is the way to get an agent is to be so idiosyncratic and peculiar in your consistent delivery of creative work that they call you, you don't call them.
Correct.
And number three, don't send your ideas to Brian or to Seth, because that's not our gig and it's not going to work.
Correct again. 3 for 3, Seth.
Well, it's all David's fault. Thank you, David, for being in the background. And thank you, Brian, for this is exactly what I needed. I appreciate it.
All right, my dear friend, I love you. I know that's probably sentimental for this, but I do. I'll talk to you later.
Mutual. We'll talk soon.